Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Elogee, here for the final week, week 13 of the NNDL Season 1. I'm here with some of the boys. They can say hello.
Hey, it's me, Rosa. We got the Crook AAA here.
Okay, I'm tired of this.
Alright.
I guess Snowy was here for a bit before we were starting. Yeah, still having mic issues, but I figured out a very complicated way of fixing that still.
I didn't even know that was AAA speaking, but okay, I think we're ready to begin going over these replays. Did you guys have one in mind that you'd like first?
You know what? Let's start off with a bang. Let's start off with the Andrew versus Caesar one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. This one happened just today.
Yep. The notorious Marowak versus Butterfree matchup.
What did he
Yeah,
bring?
this is definitely the game of games right here.
Yeah. They both brought Butterfree. Yeah, they both brought them.
Alright, okay, do we all have this replay ready here?
Yes, we have.
Yes,
I have it ready.
Alright, you ready, Andy?
Yes, I'm ready.
You can't be serious.
Did he say yes?
Yes, I did say yes,
Yes.
Rosa.
Okay, alright. Anyway, okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, you leads off the Electros against the Electivire.
Okay.
Alright, dips right out. Oh, here comes the Blissey. Absolutely zero.
But the
Gets us a nice rock sub while he full switches out.
nice crit for 19. Okay. Marowak is in.
Why does he insist on bringing sub Marowak?
I have no idea. It's bad. Oh, wow. A crit?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a bro.
Yep. But then
Alright, go. Okay, here's the Blissey again. That actually did a decent amount.
yeah,
Nice physical Hydra gun.
I don't think he had to be Tech Rage. I think he could have just been like superpower and would have dealt with
Yeah,
Blissey.
to be honest.
And he could have been like Z Belch.
Oh, that
God, Perm Raid is no joke.
Yeah.
Andrew here with his tenacity to let Bronzong die to everything.
Yeah, he could have went Bulu and then took it from there, but rip.
Oh, nice Toxic.
Okay.
Oh, here's the best part.
Yeah.
Flamethrower into the Aqua Bear. And thanks to terrain,
Yeah.
gone.
What? 80 to Electros and just dies.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Zard comes in.
Oh, we still living? Alright, nice Toxic again. Delma is definitely putting in some work here.
I don't know why Andrew went for Dragon Claw over Flare Blitz, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
Probably
Yeah, especially
didn't
when there's a
want to-
Primarina right there.
yeah. Maybe he really didn't want the
Alright,
recoil, but
Kill him.
Oh, this is a great turn right here. Andrew being red like a book.
on the Thunder Punch. Okay.
Alright, this is a great reveal right here. This is a Scarfly Lando.
Yep. And he actually switches in his one Mon that can live a hit. Or no, Marowak can live a hit, can it? Yeah. But like, I mean, he pretty much just sacks his thing here.
Oh, this is great. Oh, here's the sub again.
Yeah, he subs on the fly though, which is a good play, and then he like kills this with Edge.
Another crit. Wow.
Yeah.
Lando got robbed. Revealing the Ice Punch. That crit didn't matter.
I didn't think Ice Punch would kill, but then I saw the Life Orb and I knew.
Yeah, it's Life Orb.
Yeah.
Alright, this is swapping out. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Pull up Marowak. It actually did a lot. 4 times 4 resist. Oh, and now it's over right here.
Yep. Pull up. Marowak really did it. It took 13
Yep.
games.
After what it felt like forever, Butterfree finally got a kill.
Yep.
Yay!
At least Caesar didn't go 0-13
Yep.
at the end.
At least Butterfree got a kill.
Yep. Justice for Butterfree.
Oh, we got a good old
Names.
Curtis versus Spaz here. We all can get that replay.
I helped him. I helped Spazzy prep for this, but this battle was done at 2 o'clock in the morning, and both of them were just playing awful.
You can't just say that.
I mean,
it was like 2 a.m. or something. Well, midnight for like Spaz, and then like about 6 a.m. for Curtis. So,
All right.
we all good?
Yep. We're ready.
3, 2, 1. Alright, leading up to Lando against the Grand Bull.
Okay. Scouting for the
Nice U-turn out.
scouting for the sludge wave. I see. Okay. Oh, trapped. Wait.
Oh, nice pursuit.
Yep. Gone. Turn 2 of the game. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh boy, power-up punch? Oh, this might be a little lethal here for Curtis now. Oh, switching out?
Yeah. Scouting.
Yeah, he didn't want to risk the Lando being scarfed.
Yeah.
So I think that was understandable.
Oh, that actually did a sizable amount to slurp up.
Yeah. Gramble don't
Yeah,
play
and
around.
then still doing nothing back.
What?
Oh, okay, nice Iron Tail.
Okay.
That's gone.
Well, that was some heat right there. The Iron Tail.
Whoa, huh. Okay. Get back into Lando. U-turn back in. And the god himself.
Oh gosh.
You know what was frustrating about this?
What?
You'll see how he plays around this Snorlax. Just watch.
Okay. Alright, Volt Switch. Not to... Oh no.
Also doing a nice chunk.
He's going
Oh,
for burn.
wait. Oh, boy. Okay, here, let's see where this goes.
Oh no, this is not...
Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, what? That is not a switch. I could have died.
Okay.
Fake
well,
out. Okay.
Yeah, clean 10. Hashtag
Yeah, but
worth it.
here's what happens.
Wait, why do you... What did that accomplish?
That did 0.
Why?
What is he doing?
What? Why go Graham? He's wanting a crit. Spazzy was...
Oh my god.
Nazi had high
He's
jump kick
actually
on his
playing
Mega.
horrible against...
He had high jump kicks on Mega Lot.
Yeah, which... Why
Did
did
I
go
actually
Raikou? Hello?
Okay. Why is it taking me so long to bring something that can handle this in?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, wow, that crit definitely mattered.
Yeah. It would have 2-hit KO'd, but... Well, obviously.
No, nice eat. It's gotta be thick bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hariyama.
I mean, Curtis didn't have a choice but to bring Fizdef Hariyama.
And it
Because
was-
if you look at his draft and then look at Weavile, it actually 6-0'd his team without the Fizdef Hariyama.
Oh man, that was some very questionable plays from Spaz to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one,
But, he
Spazzy.
could have definitely played a lot better on the specs.
He had a high jump kick on Lop and he didn't go for it against the Snorlax.
I mean, he probably thought T-Bolt killed, so like, I mean, it did almost kill, so it might have been a roll, maybe.
I don't know why it didn't kill, to be honest. But either way, I would have still went
Who
Lopunny
mentioned me?
any day over
Yes.
Raikou.
Who added me? Oh, coaches. Okay.
Alright, okay, next up here we got the Gollies versus the Incineroars.
All right.
Dan versus John here.
Oh, I just wanted to disclaim, other than Spazzy's game, I don't think I've watched any of these, so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, hold on. Oh my, can we pause this real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason we paused this originally was because while we were recording this, right as this was happening, Tash and Pred had their playoff match. So we stopped what we were doing and watched the battle. We thought about recording it live, but didn't know, how long it would go and didn't really want to commit to that. So we didn't. We just waited until they were done, then resumed where we were at this game, A1 versus Dan here. And I got the clip right here, but when I try to import it, it says it's unusable, which means that entire 30 minutes we recorded this part 2 was completely in vain, meaning I not only have to re-record everything that was lost, but I could have went to sleep half an hour earlier last night. Yay! So I'm just gonna, go over the replays and stuff. Probably won't be as detailed as it was with the boys last night. So Dan goes for Surf turn 1 versus a Gudra as he gets sludge bombed. I don't know what, maybe he was hard predicting Rhyperior, but like that's still a wild play when you got a Gudra right in front of you with that like walls right you to begin with. So like I don't know what Dan's on. But speaking of Dan, we got Nani coming out taking the ice beam. I think it gets frozen. Nope, that's something else completely. Okay, Scizor coming out versus Coco. I think this is actually physical Coco, which is why it U-turns. Probably could have 2-hit KO'd. But down goes Raichu. So, there's that. The mascot coming in. And here's the reveal. It's actually Scarf Incineroar. And Latios lives on 1. But then this also lives on 1. So down goes Latios to Scarf Incineroar. Not even bad. There's Nani again. As Skur coming out, and here A1 just gets up screens and it just gets all bad for Dan. I don't know why Dan even went Incineroar here. Now he goes back to this thing and U-turn on out. I think back to Rhyperior. Okay, it's in. It is in, boys. Alright, got this coming out as rocks get put up, and Heat Wave trying to hard predict Scizor again as it gets toxic. Dan with the going for the hard reads. They don't seem to pay off. He has the heal bell though, so gets rid of that toxic. As Incineroar gets sacked as the reflect gets up, but the light screen goes down. Coco comes in. HP Ice does 10. And there's the light screen, and now it is time for A1 to just set up with this Necrozma and win. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens here. Like, I'm just gonna... He doesn't have Toxic or anything on this Registeel. He just stays in with it as this thing sets up Iron Defenses and Calm Minds and just, puts in all the work. So yeah, I'm just gonna... He finally switches out to Coco, but even this can't do anything. Especially after this many defense. Like, he has to crit, basically. Which, spoiler alert, he never does. So, yeah, none of his attacks are doing any damage. And he's just able to stored power through everything. So, just gonna do this. A1 sets up to max at the end just so he can OHKO the Registeel. Which, Calm Mind, Protect. He protected for no real reason. And then, for the glory of it, we can see the stored power OHKO the Registeel. Not even bad. Alright, now we got Alan versus K. Kirby. So you can see Alan's got his classic, I think the same 6 mons he always brings. And K. Kirby got this squad, got the Sensu Oricorio this time. So, alright, let's just see how this one goes. Lead Reuniclus versus Heatran. Heatran gets up rocks as the Reuniclus goes for Calm Mind turn 1 as he goes out to Umbreon as Alan goes for Acid Armor. And the Umbreon is cursed, so both are boosting, Umbreon's boosting defense as well as attack. Alan's boosting defense, Spadef, and special attack. So like, this could go either way, but like at the same time, I was expecting, since he decided to set up on a Heatran, in my mind I was thinking, okay, Alan has to be using Fightium just to blow back Heatran, since he decided to set up on it. So I don't know what Kirby was thinking going for this many curses, but Alan had enough and just dropped the all-out pummeling and just goes right through the Choppleberry and then blows back the Umbreon, which is pretty problematic. For actually, no, now that I'm looking at it, the only thing that like he's got bug types that can threaten Umbreon. He's got Mega Medicham, so Umbreon wasn't the biggest issue, but still getting that out of the game early is nice. And in fact, I thought at this point this Reuniclus would just win, but I think, okay, first of all, Sash Heatran, so LOL, knocks it down to Sash with the Focus Blast. As he's connecting Fire Blasts, okay, knock it out with Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is his other move. Gren comes out, goes for Dark Pulse, only doing 20, dodges a Focus Blast, another Dark Pulse, and dodges another Blast. So he escapes this one. Unfortunately for Alan, he didn't have like Recover or anything, but even if he did, he probably would have got Dark Pulse flinch, but paralyzed the Greninja, so there's that. Volt Switch on out of there. That to Growth. As it got fully paired, we'll never know what he did, but even paralyzed, he still outspeeds the Tangrowth and freezes it with Ice Beam, and then knocks it out with Dark Pulse. So K Curry getting a little hacks right here, as I don't think. Well, this comes in, knocks out Medicham because it's Flying Gem Acrobatics, and it's just mindlessly able to click buttons and win because, we allowed the gems for some reason. So yeah, hacks kind of put Alan in the back, and then Acrobatics gem boosted Hawlucha sealed the deal for our friend here. So unfortunate loss for Alan, but I do know AAA was spouting the justice after Alan robbed AAA during their game. So hacks giveth and hacks taketh. I suppose I suppose that's the lesson that can be learned from this. Alright, so now we got a good one. The one and only AAA battery versus Corey. This is Corey's like the third person that has been past this team because coaches keep dropping out. I can't remember the specifics. I think both of them were guaranteed playoffs or something. Or no. Corey was guaranteed playoffs, so he said he would probably meme. But AAA was taking this seriously. He had to because he was tied neck and neck with, I believe, Dargan in order for one of them to make playoffs. So AAA had to, make sure to do his best to win this game. So let's just get this one started. AAA had some words of discouragement, I suppose, during the recording last night that unfortunately got scrapped. He was a bit upset at just how many people were against him going into the battle, and then during some circumstances that happened, not this turn, but in a few turns. So let's talk about this turn one. Psychic turn one versus Volcarona, okay. But then it goes for Quiver Dance, and I thought, oh, Corey's going for game turn one. And I forget what AAA... Yeah, he actually goes hard Bisharp as he sets up another Quiver Dance. Obviously, I don't think he would have died to another Psychic after the other Spadef boost, but still, that was a bit risky. Then AAA goes hard Bisharp, so I figured, okay, he's got to be like Sash, Rock Slide or something just as a Volk check. But nope, he just goes for knockoff, is not Sash, and dies to Fiery Dance. But that was all part of AAA's plan because, as you can see, he goes right out to this Ditto, AAA's trusty Ditto, copies the Volcarona as he just proceeds to knock him out with Fiery Dance, and he's going to go, I believe, Dragonite, yes, as he hits him for Fiery Dance, doing a solid 28 as he sets up a DD. Now, this could have been bad if he had, I don't know, E-Speed or something, but I believe after Multiscale is broken, another Fiery Dance would have just straight up killed this thing. But AAA actually shocked the world revealed he's not actually Choice Scarf Ditto. I'm telling you, only a Ditto master like AAA could come up with something like this. He is actually Focus Sash Volcarona, and yeah, the reveal was legendary, because now, like I said at the beginning, everyone was against AAA going into the battle. Now everyone is really against him, just because he won the speed tie versus Corey's Volcarona here, and now he just wins because of this. But yeah, like, if had he lost the speed tie, it definitely could have gone differently. But so people think like if AAA lost the speed tie, he would have just lost the game, but that isn't quite the case. He did. Corey did have Hail, which he could have easily just ended the Volcarona, as well as, like I said, potentially E-Speed, D-Knight, Sucker Punch thing. So the Ditto Volt could have been handled, and that would have been a threat out here, but AAA still had like 5 more Mons that he could have done work with, so I don't think the narrative that AAA won this game because he won that speed tie is necessarily true. Just my thoughts. I wish the recording would have kept so we could have heard AAA's opinions on it, but all I can say is AAA is a Ditto master indeed. Alright, and last but not least, we have myself versus Tash. This game was probably the most important, as it determined the number one, the number one ranked coach of the entire non-playoff season. Up until this point, it was pretty neck and neck, but I believe I was ranked number 1, like up until this. So it came down to if Tash could defeat me, then he would usurp my spot and become number 1. And if I could defeat him, I could, secure that title, for my own. So definitely a very high-profile game that I wish I had the boys here with me to go over, but circumstances happened and can't happen. So I'm just gonna get this one started. As Tash leads Lantern versus Rachi. I didn't really expect Lantern because I almost led Abomasnow, thinking it matches up relatively well versus a decent amount, because I know you're probably thinking Pex walls me, but I was actually SD Earthquake, so I had a measure for Tox Pex if he led with it, but he actually led with this, which was fine. I just got up my rocks as he, I believe, Volt switches on out into, who is it? Hippo, right. Who I contemplated on Toxicking because I have Toxic Shuka on this Jirachi, but decided it would be best to get in my Abomasnow now in case he goes for Rocks or even Quake, but I was more expecting Rocks. I don't actually have any form of hazard removal on my field because I was expecting Tash to bring like Defog Torn or like Talonflame or something, but it turns out he actually had Spin Avalugg, so it's gonna come back to haunt me kind of, but I do get in my Abomasnow before Rocks get up, so now I can threaten this thing pretty decently. I decided to not Mega because I EV'd this thing, so I would guaranteed, well not guaranteed, but most likely outspeed Hippo. If I don't Mega Evolve, that way he can't hit me with like Fire Fang or something. So I don't Mega right here, and I really regret not Mega Evolving because I go for the Giga Drain and it does 31. So after I Mega Evolved, I figured I could for sure knock him out with another Giga Drain. But as we can see, I barely miss out on the KO, and he's able to recover with this Avalugg. And let me tell you, this thing is a huge detriment to my team. If I could have killed it right here, would have been way different. But that's not how it went down, so we just got to take it from here. I stay in and attack him a few more times, but I determined I'm not really getting anywhere. Like, I could go off crits, but at the same time, like, he's stalling me out of my Giga Drains, which I might need for my Hippo or something. So I just decided to switch on out, go into my guy here, try to, like, threaten him with Scald maybe, but he goes for Rapid Spin, I guess expecting my T-Spikes, but I go for T-Spikes again because I'm actually Scarf Tentacruel, and I'm actually going to go for them again, expecting him to maybe U-turn out to his Toxapex, but he actually knocks off my Scarf, so I don't know if that crit mattered. He misses here, so it kind of makes up for it. Here I burn, trying to burn the Pex, which I thought would come in, and I'm actually going to go for Scald again, still trying to burn the Pex, which I'm fearing coming in, which I do go for Scald, and I do get another burn, so it's not looking too bad for me, despite, you know, Rocks being up and the Avalugg being there, but I'm not really getting anywhere. Like, I can get up hazards, but he can, well, he has Heal Bell for one, so rip, what was it, Toxic, and, no, not Toxic, 2 burns. He actually goes Toxapex as I Quake, trying to hit the Lantern, so that was pretty cool, but I don't kill, but I'm just gonna go for, I believe, Dragon Claw right here, trying to hit Torn, but he actually goes out to this, which I could have, I had Fire Blast on this thing, and in retrospect, maybe I should have went for that, but then again, Fire Blast probably wouldn't have killed Pex from where it was at, so Dragon Claw was probably the safest play right there, although I do take Rocky Helmet damage, which could come back to haunt me. I don't even really have a switch into this thing, so I just go Tentacruel as he avalanches, and I go for Hidden Power. I don't even remember what type that was. I think Ground to hit Pex, maybe? Yeah, that seems about right. Toxapex and Lantern it was, yep. Okay, so he just recovers again. I think I Scald here. Nope, Hidden Power Ground again. Don't know why. I could have tried to, you know, maybe burn this thing, and I'm sure Scald would have done a lot because I was modest max special attack, so definitely could have done that differently, but I guess at the time I didn't consider this to be as big of a problem as it actually was, but I'm just going to go this. I don't have Iron Head, but I do have Swords Dance, so I'm going to go for this because, you know, that's the only way I can even remotely threaten the Avalugg with my my Sand Slash here. I do have Quake, which I'm going to go for to try to knock this thing out, as he decides to sack Toxapex, which works out for me, so can't complain. As he goes Torn, now, okay, at this point I was kind of expecting to sack Jirachi to, like, a Z Hurricane into knockoff, but the thing being, it would take 2 turns and I could maybe pivot. I didn't expect to just die to one Inferno Overdrive, because that's what he goes for here and blows back my Jirachi. So, again, I kind of was sacking it, but at the same time, had he gone for, like, Z Hurricane, I might have tried pivoting. I just didn't expect the Z Fire, so that kind of cost me my Jirachi, which could have been nice, just to deal with, maybe, like, Comfy and this thing. But now I go into my Thunderous, and I forget what I do. Toxic, okay. I went for Toxic, I guess, expecting probably this this Lantern. And here I just start setting up nasty plots. I have Hyper Beam and Z Hyper Beam. So Scald doing 30, no burn. I can just destroy this thing with a +4 Breakneck Blitz. And now he goes to Hippo, and I actually messed up huge here. This was my set. As you can see, I was at +4, so Hyper Beam definitely would have killed. Well, that's impish, but let's just say, even if he was like careful max, would have killed Hippo. So I forgot I was at +4. I thought I was only at +2, so I actually wasted a turn trying to Toxic this thing, and I actually miss as he's able to Toxic me. It didn't matter. Like, all I had to do was just click Hyper Beam, and like it would have died. So I think I do that right here, and I'm like, wait, it killed. But like, this forces us into a double down, whereas had I just gone for Hyper Beam that turn, would have forced him probably into Torn. That way, I don't know what he would have killed me with, but because I would have spent that turn recharging. He could have went anything, actually, now that I think about it, because I would be recharging. But it just would have played out differently had I realized I was at +4 and not at +2. I was having an uphill battle. So here he goes out to this thing, hits me with an HP Fire. I know I can live. I go for Giga Drain, and after seeing that damage, I know, like, he's probably just going to go for another HP fire, so I can go for a little bit more chip damage with my ice shard. And it does absolutely nothing. And he's fortunately just, I say fortunately, but I was just hoping he didn't set up. So now I can go out to my my Sand Slash. I have 3 turns to wreak havoc. I'm gonna go for I guess I probably should have SD'd right there, but I went for Ice Punch and kind of wasted a turn. Here I'm gonna go for the SD, as I forget what he does, just recovers. I go for Rock Slide right here and knock this thing out. I thought he would save this just to go for HP Fire versus my my Sand Slash here, but he was worried about me being Jolly because he didn't have enough speed for Jolly Sand Slash. But I was actually adamant, so he could have just knocked me out with HP Fire, but he wasn't gonna risk that, so he decided to sack that instead of Torn. But Torn actually can miss Heat Wave, but he doesn't miss, so he just knocks me out. And then I do have Flygon, which has Fire Blast for this, and can 2-hit KO this with Dragon Claw. He goes for Taunt, I guess fearing DD, but I just have 4 attacks. He actually even misses a Hurricane as I go for Fire Blast, hoping he'll go hard Avalugg and I can crit him or something, because you're gonna see what I mean. I go for Dragon Claw there, and he brings it in, Avalugg I mean, and here's how much Fire Blast does. Yeah, 41. I was E-belt, like I just couldn't really deal with the Avalugg. Like I said, had I mega'd that one turn, I would have probably had enough damage to KO this thing. So my one regret, really. But other than that, good game, Tash. I did the best I could, sort of. I made some mistakes though, definitely. So that's not even true. So with that, I was expecting to drop to rank 2 of the league, and Tash would be number 1, but as it turns out, because it was a 1-0 victory and nothing greater, A1 actually came out of the woodwork and became ranked number 1 in the league because his differential is better than Tash's. So I kind of thought it was a situation kind of similar to this. If you know what Yu Yu Hakusho is, you'll get this, but if not, don't worry about it. Anyway, with that, the main season is over, and we are now on playoffs. We got 4 games. A1 versus, I forget who this is. I think it's Corey. Tash versus Pred, which is the game that happened last night that interrupted our recording and started that whole problem. Me versus Spazzy, and Curtis versus AAA. So we got some exciting games coming up. We went into detail about what we each think of these games last night, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'm just going to end it here. Hopefully you're excited for these games. And thank you for watching this entire video. So look forward to next week. And also look forward to an entire new series of the NNDL. There's probably a better way to announce this, but there's actually a second division that we're calling the minor league. This is, these coaches are considered the major league, and we got some fresh competitors to draft format to join a subdivision of the NNDL we're calling the minor division. We recorded an entire hour-long video discussing the teams. There's a whole document. It's basically just another NNDL, just a different division. So look forward to that video if you're interested in the minor leagues. So yeah, I guess with that, I'll end the video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Also, lock up AAA.